very encouraging. Someone that, guy hasn't pitched in a year and a half. You're not sure what to expect, and the fastball and changeup have both been pretty consistent to what we saw from John before. And I know he's been a little bit discouraged with the breaking balls the first two times out, but done a lot of work in between starts, and hopefully he has those going today. But he's kept us in both games he started, and hopefully he can do that again tonight.
When you're dealing with what you're dealing with in the bullpen, do you consider pushing him past what you ideally would, or does what he's coming back from prevent that?
I'm not going to make it an unsafe situation for him, but it sure would be nice if he go for a while. We'll see what happens.
What are you seeing with Cano now that he's not getting the same swings and misses? I think it's 2 strikeouts his last 35 batters. What's been different there?
Well, what he's been getting is, besides some hits to some left-handers, a ton of weak contact, and usually it's on the ground. And he's not giving up a ton of damage except to some left-handers. He just made a poor pitch on Jimenez last night, and then we get in a double play situation. He just doesn't get the sinker down where he normally gets a ground ball in those type of situations. So, listen, all these guys are pitching in times right now where they've never been in before, from a fatigue and a length standpoint, and I'm really proud of them, honestly. If you look at my pitching card right now, it's there's a lot of 4 out of 6s. That doesn't even count ups. This stretch that we've been in, the schedule maker needs to take a look at it, because it's really, really unfair and unhealthy, honestly, to do this to a team in September, especially with the teams that we're playing. But I'm really, really proud of our guys for hanging in there, posting, wanting to pitch, wanting to play. They're playing to win every single night, and it shows by the amount of close games we're playing. We're in every single game, whether we win or we lose. We're playing exciting baseball, and sometimes we're getting it done and sometimes we're not, but they're playing their absolute butts off.
When you get to the postseason, you're going to be able to use a starter in the bullpen. Does that or two? Does that sort of excite you, knowing that you sort of have maybe a fresher arm?
Yeah, I think that the bullpen could look potentially a little bit different. But that's why, winning a division, it would be so important for these guys to give everybody some time off, and that's what we're kind of pushing for right now. But we'll see where we are health-wise at the end of the season. But we'll, like you said, you can put a couple starters down there that maybe haven't pitched in a while. That might be helpful. We'll see.
Open off day Monday, would you consider doing that now?
No. We've had quite a few nights where we've had a starter down there, but I would love to stay away from that unless it's absolutely necessary. But there's been there's been some situations where I've sent a starter to the bullpen, or we've had some starters start in the bullpen, and if something happens to our starter early in the game, or the game goes extra innings, then we might need to utilize that. But it hasn't happened yet.
Cano isn't your only guy in the bullpen for where the strikeout numbers are down of late. Do you have guys out there who, if you needed a strikeout in a spot, you have someone in particular that you would go to?
It's all matchup based, honestly. This team does not. I don't know if you've noticed, but they don't punch out, and they put the ball in play. And we just haven't executed with 2 strikes very well. Give them credit. They've fouled off a ton of pitches, but we've left a lot of balls in the middle part of the plate, and some bad times with runners in scoring position that we can execute a little bit better, and that would be helpful. Even if it's not a strikeout, some weak contact, but 2-strike breaking balls in the middle, or change-ups elevated, those type of things. With a team that is so contact-oriented, you're really doing them a favor.
It's not just the past 2 games, so is that what you're saying in previous?
We just played Houston, that's pretty good offense, and we played Tampa before that, it's pretty good offense there too. So playing some of the best, this team's offensive numbers aren't the best, but they don't swing a miss, and they put pressure on you. And if you make a mistake in the middle, and big league hitters, they're going to hit a line drive a lot of the time. And so, but Houston and Tampa, 2 of the best offenses in the game.
Is Mountcastle doing anything right now that makes you feel better about him being ready when eligible? Is it still too soon to get a read on that?
He stood it against Batista yesterday. So from a timing standpoint, he's trying to stay ready. So I think he's going to be ready when he comes off the IL, when the IL date's up. He's taking ground balls. He's doing things to stay ready. So I'm hoping that the date's up where he's ready to go.